In a report from See It All News Media, the divide and conquer strategy is explored from a manipulative perspective. This tactic involves creating discord and disunity among groups or individuals to maintain control or achieve specific goals. By exploiting existing differences or instigating conflicts, manipulators aim to weaken collective opposition and establish their influence. The report highlights instances where this strategy has been employed in various contexts, such as politics, social movements, and even interpersonal relationships. Analysts point out that awareness of divide and conquer tactics is crucial for fostering unity and resilience against manipulation. The report urges communities to prioritize open communication, understanding, and cooperation to thwart attempts at sowing discord and promote a more cohesive and resilient society.
The best way to gain control of the most intelligent, powerful species on the planet would be to completely divide them from the love within themselves. As soon as they are old enough to begin creating an understanding of who they are, force them into a system that teaches them that it is wrong to be yourself if yourself is different from what is accepted as normal. Confuse them about their own biological makeup so that they think that permanently altering their body is the answer to happiness. Require their daily attendance at an institution that makes them focus only on the information that is provided. Make them attend that institution from age 5 until an adult and repeatedly test them on the information so that it becomes their truth. Give them an explanation to everything so that they never have a chance to make their own assumptions of the world. Scold them and humiliate them if they suggest an opinion that opposes that of their authorities. Keep reminding them of how cruel their ancestors were to each other in the past and broadcast how cruel they are to each other in the present. Only show them tragedies on the news so that they live in fear and think the worst of one another. Convince them that their species used to be that of an incognizant wild animal. Make them think that their very existence is so incredibly random that they lack purpose and struggle to make sense of a creator. Tell them that their kind is as smart as they've ever been so that they don't question the integrity of the system that they're in. Provide them idols with artificial beauty and use them as examples of what it is to look perfect so that they are never content with their own appearance and can't help but to compare themselves amongst each other. Create addictive digital platforms that rank them by numbers so that they base their self-worth off of the amount of followers that they have and are never satisfied. Build a society around them in which those who have money benefit and those who don't fail. Make money their main focus, but make it so difficult to accumulate that they remain in a place of constant struggle, forced to dedicate the majority of their time to the system that made it this way. Tax them in every way possible, but tell them that it's for their own benefit so that they don't think twice about paying it. Take so much of their time and energy throughout the week, but give them 2 days to themselves so that they feel a sense of reward and don't fight back. Promote the consumption of poison in every social setting so that even on those 2 days, they remain disconnected from themselves and each other. Pump their food with excess sugars and addictive chemicals, but make it cheap, advertised, and easily accessible so that they never stop consuming. When their food makes them ill, prescribe them medication that only masks the symptoms so that they become dependent on it every day. Charge them so much money for healthcare so that they stay in a constant loop of consuming, medicating, and working. Cause chaos amongst them and blame it on a group of their own so that they form judgmental stereotypes. Turn them against each other in so many ways so that even if they were to connect on one, they would still be divided by another.
They sat there and they planned meticulously. They found out what colors we respond to. They found out what foods that we eat. They found out which ones are more conducive for us to break down digestively and which ones aren't. Okay? So they know that the potato breaks us down. And they know that 75% of Caucasoids can break a potato down better than a Nubian. They found out, feed them all the white foods instead of the white rice. Pardon me, they said feed them the white rice, feed them the white potato, feed them the white sugar, feed them the white flour. You know what I'm saying? They said feed them all the white foods, right? But subtly, we never knew that white is not right. Now that sounds racist. But in actuality, instead of white rice, white potato, white sugar, white salt, white flour, we should be having amaranth flour, kamut flour. We should be having, I'm going to answer your question because this goes into it because the mind can't be right if the body isn't right. You understand what I'm saying? So when you allow your oppressor to feed you your food, you are dealing with a major level of warfare. When your oppressor is the one that supplies your food and your oppressor is the one that gives you your education, there's no way in hell we could come out and be free. In order for us to come out of it, again, we would rather want the black rice, the black potato, the black salt, the red salt. You understand? That's some examples, all right? But when your oppressor is responsible for the way you eat. He gives you a food pyramid, and he never built a pyramid in his life. But he gives you a food pyramid. You know what I'm saying? And then you say, we gotta follow this. And if you saw the original food pyramid, there was bitter foods in there, because bitters correspond with B17, and B17 diffuses the potential of cancer cells. Okay? But now you don't see no bitters in there. And all you see is nothing but mucus. That it comes as an end result of drinking milk, which is allowed to have over 750,000 somatic cells, a euphemism for pus, 24,000 live bacteria, and it's also pasteurized, a way in which they prolong the shelf life of a food through radiation. And if you get radiated foods, you're likely to get cancer and be susceptible to that and more. So we understand that in order for us to be free as a people, we got to stop allowing people to dictate to us what is the right type of foods for us to eat. We have to be free of that. Secondly, in order for us to get out of the situation, we need only this: food, clothing, and shelter. We have something coming up called focusing, and part of the main acronyms for that is food, clothing, and shelter. All we need is to keep it simple. We don't have to live as high as the beast. We can get that with momentum and time. All we have to do is refrain from patronizing the beast.